Hey, what's up, soldiers? My name is Greg FPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another video here today on the channel, guys. Today we got a ton of information about Vanguard Zombies and also a new update coming out tonight on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. It's going to be coming out at 9 p.m. Pacific time, 12 a.m. Eastern time, or 5 a.m. if you live in the UK. So we're going to jump into all the Cold War stuff first, and then we'll talk about Vanguard. They literally told us how all the different systems work, perks, the Altar of Covenants, like all that stuff. So we're going to jump into that afterwards, but let's start off with Cold War, guys. In the update tonight, we're going to be getting the hammer and sickle melee weapon, which is the last weapon that you can get in Black Ops Cold War unless they release more during like the life cycle of Vanguard later on. So we'll have to wait and see about that. They're also adding in 100%er challenges with new animated calling cards. So if you completed all the challenges and campaign, multiplayer, or zombies, we're going to be getting animated calling cards if you've done all of them. I've done all the zombies ones, so I'm really excited to see how that works and what it looks like. Next up, we're getting new prestige shop weapon blueprints and legacy content, so they're adding in more calling cards and emblems probably and things like that. Next up, Zombies Onslaught will be on all platforms tonight. PC and Xbox had to wait an entire year. There's 23 maps that you guys can play that on, so that's really exciting for a lot of you guys. And also the Rampage Inducer is going to be getting updates, and there's also more things coming, but we haven't gotten an official blog post yet for Black Ops Cold War. That might be coming on later on today or tonight, so we'll have to wait and see about that. But now it is time to talk about Vanguard Zombies, and there is a ridiculous amount of stuff. So starting it off, guys, later this week, they're going to release the cinematic for Darren Fang, which is the intro cinematic to shed even more light on the narrative journey that lies ahead. So that's pretty cool. Also, we got a bunch of information about other stuff. So we're going to start off with Dark Ether entities and artifacts. So we're going to start off at launch with 4 different artifacts. We have the Dragon of Syraxis, which is basically an energy mine. We have Mask of Belikar, which is Ether Shroud. Sword of Invictar, which is Ring of Fire. And last but not least is Horn of Nordicus, and that is basically Frost Blast. So those 4 things are going to be at launch. You're going to be able to pick your loadout once again and pick one of those 4 as your ability. Now, we're also going to be getting narrative lines from whichever of these artifacts that you pick and entities. So they're going to be the ones that add humor to the game. They're going to add a lot of quotes and stuff like that, which I think was really missing from Black Ops Cold War. We just had operators and they had like a set of like 20 quotes that weren't really that interesting. So we're going to be getting all the humor and stuff from the Dark Ether entities, which I think is pretty cool, obviously, to fight Cortifex, which is the big red guy that we saw in like the trailer for Darren Fang. Also, we're going to be getting access to 11 different covenants at launch, and these are all different upgrades, but you can upgrade them and get higher rarities, which is pretty interesting. So for example, this is what they gave us for the 11 that we're going to be getting at launch, and some of them are going to increase over time and become better. So the first one is Bloodlust, melee attacks do more damage and heal you. The next one is Resurrectionist, revive allies faster. Next is Brainrod, chance to turn enemies on your side. Cryo Freeze, chance to slow enemies. Death Blow, critical kills, return bullets to the clip. Next is Ammo Gremlin, stowed weapons refill ammo from stock automatically. Next is Dead Accurate, consecutive hits on the same enemy do more damage. Next up is Splatterfest, enemies killed by explosions may explode. Next is Unholy Ground, deal more damage while stationary. Next is Cull of the Weak, deal more damage to slowed or stunned enemies. And last but not least, guys, is Motherload, chance to keep equipment after using it. So all these different things you can get from a sacrificial heart, but only 3 will show up at a time, and there's different rarities of them. So you have common, rare, epic, and legendary. So for example, legendary is the one where you stand still, you can deal more damage, but when you get the legendary version, even after you move a little bit after standing still, you still have that upgrade for a short time. So I feel like the legendary one is going to be so good for doing camos and getting headshots and things like that. So I'm looking forward to getting that one, but obviously you get one sacrificial heart after completing one objective, so you're probably going to have to go through a bunch of objectives in order to get to the legendary rarity of some of these upgrades. So that's going to be pretty cool, guys. But now it's time to talk about the perks. which I'm actually really excited about. So let's jump into it, guys. They have different names, but they're definitely things that we have become accustomed to when it comes to zombies. So first off is Fiendish Fortitude, which increases health, so that's Jug. Next is Diabolical Damage, increases critical damage, so when you get headshots it's going to help a lot. I think this might be more towards double tap though, which I think will be good. Next up is Venomous Vigor, boost health regeneration speed, so that's basically what Quick Revive does in Cold War. Next up is Demonic Frenzy, boost reload speed, so that's Speed Cola. Last but not least, guys, is Ethereal Haste, boost movement speed, so this is going to be Stamina Up. Now the really weird thing about these different things is how it works. So you can actually get any of these perks for free as the base version, and then when you want to upgrade that version of whatever perk it is, you have to pay 2,500 essence for tier 2, then 5,000 for tier 3, and then 7,500 for tier 4. So each upgrade will increase a specific base stat as well, with higher tiers providing bigger enhancements. As an example, Fiendish Fortitude provides plus 25 health at tier 1 and goes all the way up to plus 100 at tier 4 for a massive boost in survivability. So that means that we definitely want to upgrade like Jug as fast as possible so you have the most possible health, but also having faster regeneration speed for Venomous Vigor could also be really good as well. So we'll just have to wait and see how that goes, but I think that's really interesting. And also, if you go down, you lose one tier of your perk. So for example, if you have tier 4, which is Jug of Foolish or Fiendish Fortitude, for example, you'll lose one tier, so you'll be on tier 3 instead. So if you go down, you lose one tier and then you have to rebuy it. I like how the first tier is free, which is good. Like you can get a small health boost and stuff like that, but you will end up, you know, losing tiers if you go down, which I think is pretty good. Instead of just losing the perk altogether, you just lose one tier, so I think that's not too bad. Next up, guys, let's talk about Pack-a-Punch. All right, guys, so they completely removed the like tier level of weapons, so now it's all based off Pack-a-Punch. So white is unpacked, blue is Pack-a-Punch level 1, purple is Pack-a-Punch level 2, and then orange is Pack-a-Punch level 3. So that's just going to be the same thing, but the price of Pack-a-Punch costs different amounts. So the first base Pack-a-Punch costs 7,500 essence instead of 5,000, and then the second one is 15,000, and the third one is 30,000. So that's the same, but overall it changes a little bit. So I think that is all right. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. One other thing that's going to be coming into the game is we're going to be getting custom loadouts. So we're going to be able to pick our starting weapon as well as the artifact, which I think is so good. It's going to be a lot easier for getting camos and stuff in the game, and you can pick attachments for those weapons just like in Black Ops Cold War. So I think that's going to be really good, guys. But that is basically all the information that we got so far. The background music that you guys were listening to was the Damned remake, which is like the 5th version, I guess, made by Jack Wall from Treyarch. So that's really cool and interesting. But overall, there's so much stuff coming in this game, and I'm really excited for it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you like these different things? And one last thing I want to mention, guys, is there's 3 different things at launch: Blitz, Transmit, and Harvest. And each time you go to a specific map, it's going to expand. So it says 1 minute you may find yourself fighting for your life in a single corridor of Shinonuma, and next you could have access to both floors of the main hut. As the rounds continue, keep an eye on the barrier markers to designate the playable area for each new objective, and make sure you don't get yourself cornered. And that's just the start. So there's going to be a lot of stuff coming, guys, and basically it expands each time, which I actually think is really cool. So I'll have to see how that comes out. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.